Hi everyone, this is BB and this is a tutorial on how to do a fundraiser. Okay, I have typed out the instructions on a Wix website, and that will be given to Sweetpea. She's going to put it in her the learning center. I had to think of it. I couldn't think of it. So this is probably where you have found it. So she has lots of interesting tutorials here and how-to. So please check out the entire center. Okay, how to do a fundraiser. The first thing you need to understand about doing a fundraiser is that it is hard work. It is a lot of hard work. If you do not have the time to invest in it, do not start it. Now, I have had people come to me and say, "BB, you make it look so easy." But it's not. And I said, I know. I tried to warn you. I'm sorry. I'm sorry for making it look easy. It's not. You have to stay on top of it constantly, daily. You cannot take any kind of break when you're doing a fundraiser. So if you are involved in a lot of projects and do not have, or just do not have the time to invest in it, do not start it. Okay, so if you're the one that's doing the fundraiser, that makes you the fundraiser organizer. This is your job. You maintain a spreadsheet with a list of all donations and sponsors. You put together raffle packages. You put together the auction list if you have an auction. You keep inventory of raffle tickets sold. You create the games and trivia needed for the events. You also run the purple for events. You schedule all the events so that they run smoothly. You notify winners and sponsors via email after the fundraiser. You post in the forums and keep posts updated with the plea for help. You troubleshoot all areas. You fill in where needed. You schedule the meetings and you run them, and you organize volunteers and your crew. Okay, so the following are the steps to having a successful fundraiser. Now, I have seen fundraisers where the first thing people do is line up DJs. No, because when you ask someone to DJ, the first thing they're going to ask you is when, what time. Then they're going to want to know what the details are: date, time, location, venue URL. What things do I need to announce? If you don't have your shit together, then it's not going to look good on you. So get your shit together first, and then get your DJs, then get your host or whatever you need. The first thing you need to do is get sponsorships. Okay? Now, before the sponsorships, you do need to discuss with your people, whoever is helping you with it, and come up with a date, a time, how many hours you're doing it. I have seen fundraisers go anywhere from 4 hours to 12 hours. Make sure that however long you decide to do it, you can pull it off. Okay? Just make sure you can get the job done, that you get the one that you start. Make sure you can finish it. Okay, number 1, get sponsorships for everything. Sponsors should be the first thing you work on. Email your potential sponsors. Do not PM people and ask them for stuff. Information will get lost or misunderstood or put aside or whatever. Always have a paper trail. Do not Skype people. Do not ask them in Discord. Email them. Even if it's your best friend that you've been best friends with for 10 years and you're like a sister, even if you live in the same damn household, send an email. I cannot stress that enough. Send an email and ask for their help. Because later on, if they come back, if you send them a sponsor email after the fundraiser and you've given away 10 of their outfits and they go, "Whoa, I didn't give you 10 outfits. I gave you 3 outfits." No, you didn't. Here's the email. Okay? So, send it through email. Always have a paper trail. Be detailed in your email without making it too long. Okay? If your sponsors are donating their items or services, They want to know what it's for and what the money is going towards, and want to know if this is legit. Okay, concerning legitimacy. It's very easy for people to take advantage of you in RLC when it comes to fundraisers. Do your homework. Do not announce there is a fundraiser until you are absolutely 200% certain that everything is legit. That means you ask them for papers. If they say, well, I've got cancer and I have to have surgery, but I have to pay for this, or I have to pay for that, or my bills, or I need special food, whatever, special medicine. Okay, show me the papers. Show me the bills. Show me, I need to see proof. I need to see your name on the papers. I need to see the date on the papers. I need to see the bill with your name on it and the date. Make sure you get the dates, because it's real easy for people to show you a bill from 10 years ago. Okay? Look for the date, look for the name to make sure it's them. Always make sure your fundraiser is legit. This is a fundraiser that is not going through UV Donates. So people are already going to be wary. Okay? A lot of people will not support a fundraiser that does not go through UV Donates. But UV Donates, I believe, I'm not 200% certain on this, but I think they only do fundraisers for organizations such as American Cancer Society or autism, or groups like that. So if you're doing a fundraiser for an individual, I don't think that UV Donates will back that. So just make sure your fundraiser is for a legit purpose. That is a big thing. Okay, I've included a sample sponsor email, and basically it just says, "Hi friend, I'm here to ask for your help on this date and time." Now I have in parentheses things like, put the day and date of the fundraiser here. Don't leave that in your email when you're sending that to sponsors. Delete that whole section I have in parentheses and put the actual information there. Okay? Put one paragraph about the member's situation, write it, delete that line and write your paragraph there, etc. So just fill in the blanks. Make sure you delete the stuff I have in parentheses. Planning. Choose a theme for your fundraiser. Now this is optional, but people love themes and like to play up to them. So if you have a theme, make sure that all your events tie into the theme somehow and make it fun. That's what people like. Number 3, choose what you're going to do to raise funds. I need to go back and highlight that. I missed the one. Choose what you're going to do to raise funds. Here are some ideas, but you're not limited to this. Gel and Bell, kissing booth, club events with a cover charge on the door. I'm going to tell you right now that's not going to fly, but I still put it out there. People do not want to pay a cover charge. I did a fundraiser a while back, and I used my own club, and I put a 5-ray cover charge on the door, and people didn't want to pay it, even though they knew it was for a fundraiser. So be careful about that. Straight ray donations. Create raffle packages and sell raffle tickets. 50-50 raffle auction. If you know any designers or creators who will have a sale and donate parts of the proceeds, that's always good. You can do a poker run. Ask for volunteers to help. You cannot do this alone, okay? Because it's not easy. You will need the help. Ask for help. You're going to need volunteers for the following. Everyone can get sponsors. Everyone in your group can get sponsors. And I'll tell you something else too. The best way to communicate is to open a Skype group and add everyone into the group who needs to be there. Do not add people to a group who are your best friend and they just want to see what's going on. If they are not going to participate and be active, do not put them in the group. If they're added to the group and they don't do anything, they don't contribute anything, take them out. They're dead weight. Get rid of them. I don't care if it's your best friend from 14 years. I don't care if it's your brother from another mother. I don't care. Put them out. It's that simple. If they're dead weight, cut them out. Fundraisers need people who are going to do the work. And if they're not doing the work, they're just dead weight. Cut them out. Alright, so everyone can get sponsors. That means everyone, one person writes up the email, you share it in the group, and then everyone can send that out to potential sponsors. Now, when the sponsorships come in, I highly recommend that once the emails come in, they copy and paste the entire email. You don't have to copy paste the email you sent to the sponsor, but their entire response, including their name and the date of the email. Send that to the person who is organizing the spreadsheet, who is putting sponsorships on the spreadsheet. Do not put that shit in Skype because it can be overlooked. Send it via mail. Do everything via email to keep a paper trail. Alright, everyone can sell raffle tickets. I recommend for the spreadsheet to have it closed to the public. Have it restricted. That way only the people who have access to the spreadsheet can actually see it. Because if you have raffle tickets sales on there, it ain't nobody's business what people are spending on raffle tickets. Okay? And it's also nobody's business that's not involved with the fundraiser who's sponsoring and what until you actually put the info out there. You know, if you leave it public and you got someone in the group who's handing out the link left and right, you got all these people looking at the sheet, and you know, if everyone who has access has edit rights, anybody can go in there and change anything. So keep it restricted, and only the people who need to be on it, add them on it with edit rights. That's it. Alright, so everyone can get sponsors. Everyone can sell raffle tickets. A jail and bail, you're going to need at least one person to take the jail request and the second person to take the bail money. Now, in the past, we have broken this down into like 2 or 3 hour shifts. Depends on how long your fundraiser is. If it's 12-hour shift, if it's a 12-hour fundraiser, I would recommend you do it in 3-hour shifts. Have 2 people running each shift. So 12 hours, 3-hour slots. So it'd be four slots for the jail and bail. 2 people each, so you'll need a total of 8 people to run the jail and bail for the fundraiser if it's a 12-hour event. So keep in mind, however long your fundraiser is for, you know, you'll have to figure out how many people you need for each activity. So just keep that in mind. Auction, you'll need at least 2 people. You'll need an auctioneer and you'll need a cashier. Poker run, I've never done a poker run. I think that's mostly for the biker community. They know how to do that. I've never done one, so I can't advise you on that, but you will need volunteers. I recommend you speak to someone who knows about that. 50-50 raffle, you're going to need at least 2 people selling the raffle tickets at the event for a 50-50. Now, about the raffles. If you are doing a raffle where you're selling the tickets for the raffle packages, I would not do a 50-50 raffle at the same event because this will confuse your ticket buyers. Save the 50-50 for if you're doing a smaller event to help out the main event, such as say the main fundraiser event is on Saturday the 13th. Well, on Friday the 12th, your friend has a club and they've decided to do a raffle. They've decided to throw a little mini fundraiser to help. So they could do a 50-50 there and half the proceeds will go to the fundraiser. That's fine. But don't sell tickets for both raffles at the same event. Don't do that. You are going to confuse people. If they send you money for raffle tickets and then you give them 50-50 raffle tickets and they wanted them for the raffle packages, or if they won for the raffle packages but they wanted to win for the 50-50, then they're going to get upset. Well, you didn't sell me the tickets I wanted. That's not what I wanted. That's not what I meant. This is rigged. You're going to start hearing that sort of thing. Do not sell raffle tickets for both raffles at the same event. And don't have 2 raffles at the same event. Once you have a theme and know what activities you're going to have, make your bulletin. That should be done very early. I recommend a Wix bulletin. Those can be updated easily with sponsors as they come in, and it updates in real time. For someone who knows how to make the Wix bulletin, that is easy to do, to update. If you don't know how to make a Wix bulletin and you want to learn, I have a tutorial on my YouTube channel. You can go to the bottom of this one and click on my picture or my name right there, and it'll take you to my channel. Alright, so right now I only have one, which is how to make a Wix bulletin, but I hope to be adding to that as time permits. So you can just check that out if you want to learn how to make a Wix bulletin. Alright, on the bulletin, when you make your bulletin, it has to say, this is not a UV Donates fundraiser. You have to say that. And usually I put it in several places. I put it at the top, I put it on the sides, I put it at the bottom. I want to make sure people know this is not a UV Donates fundraiser. And also UV Utherverse, they require you to say that. If you try to pass your fundraiser off as backed by UV Donates, you're going to be in trouble. So don't do it. Make sure you put that on there. Start posting your bulletin as soon as it's ready. It is never too early to post. Also, make sure you have your raffle ticket sales info on the bulletin. Once you have volunteers in place to handle each aspect of the fundraiser activities, then let them handle it. As the organizer, you are in charge of making sure everyone is doing their job, but you cannot do it for them. So supervise your people, have meetings so you can do updates, so they can give you updates on how things are going, but do not do the work for them. If they cannot do the work, replace them. It's that simple. If you're the organizer, that means you're the boss. That means you're in charge. Now, that's not a oh, I got to go in there and tell everybody what to do thing. No. It means that you're in charge of your people. You need to be updated constantly on what everyone is doing, what's getting accomplished, if there are any problems, and if there are, you need to make sure they are handled. Okay? It is a lot of work. Remember, it is a lot of work to do a fundraiser. This is almost like having a real life job. It is that kind of work. Okay. Have regular meetings of everyone involved. Get updates from each department. The head of your Gel and Bell, the head of Kissing Booth, head of auction, Peeps getting sponsorships, Peeps selling raffle tickets, etc. Make sure that everything is coming along as it should. If it isn't, do what you have to do to fix the situation. Either give more encouragement or get a new volunteer. Whatever works. Set rate goals for each day. Once you start selling raffle tickets, set goals high and encourage those who are selling. Set a final goal. For example, if you want to raise 20,000 raise, then break it down into how many you have to raise per day in raffle tickets. So, and if you have a Skype group, you get in there and you can say, okay, we want to raise 20,000 raise. We have 10 days to do it. So that means we have to raise 2,000 raise per day. That means everybody needs to get on it and sell raffle tickets. We need to sell 2,000 raise worth of raffle tickets today. So encourage and be there. If someone starts, here's another thing. If someone gets in your group that's helping you and they start complaining about everything, relieve them of their duty. Relieve them of their duty. Listen, it is not easy to do these things, especially when they are people that you care about, people you're close friends with, people who are family. But let's face it, everyone is not going to work. There are a lot of people in RLC who are lazy. They want things to happen, but they don't want to do the work to make it happen. So if you have somebody in your group that is there to help with the fundraiser, but all they're doing is bitching and complaining and not getting any work done, cut them loose, because they're dead weight. Just cut them loose. Alright. Have regular meetings of everyone involved. Get your updates. Break down what you need to raise. And then have daily goals. Alright, spreadsheets. You have to be organized. Have a spreadsheet set up from the beginning so that when sponsorships come rolling in, you have somewhere to put them. You can also use the spreadsheet to organize the fundraiser on event day. Make a schedule the trivia games, prize drops, all that stuff. Line up your volunteers, put together raffle packages, keep track of raid donations, etc. Organize. Do this daily. If you do not do this daily, you're going to get behind. Do it daily. Now, I will tell you, when I do a fundraiser, I have to do it constantly. Like, I always have the spreadsheet open. Okay, and while we're on this section, I'm going to show you a fundraiser spreadsheet that I had for the last fundraiser. For the last fundraiser that I organized. Okay, so I use Google Sheets, and I have several tabs down at the bottom. I have one for raffle tickets, I have one for auction, one for the schedule, one for sponsor prizes, one for volunteers, one for raffle packages, and I have a sheet for raid donations and then other proceeds. And I'll show you each one of them. Okay, so for the raffle tickets, the way we had it set up was the raffle ticket prices were one ray each, just one ray. Okay, so I have it set up where you have the seller's name, the name of the buyer, the starting number, the ending number, and my spreadsheet has a double check column on it. So if you would like to have a blank copy, please contact me in World and ask for it, and I will send it to you. You will have to have a Gmail account, so I'll need your Gmail address, your Gmail email address. So be prepared to give it to me. I'll have to send it to you that way. Alright, and also I have a column for the raise, for people to note when they send the raise to the Ray Holding account. Okay, also the double check column, this is not written in. I'll show you an example. When you sell raffle tickets, I'm fixing to show you how it works. Alright, say Joe Blow bought 10 raffle tickets. So the last number of the previous raffle tickets sold was 6639. So you'll want to enter 6640 as the first number. That's the starting number for Joe Blow. And he bought 10 tickets. So now watch this column right here. I'm going to enter 6651. Oops. That's telling me I just gave Joe Blow 12 tickets, but he only paid for 10. So I got to go back and take this ending number. I've given away 2 tickets too many, so I need to roll this back 2 numbers. So 6649 is the ending number. Now, the double check column is telling me I gave Joe Blow 10 tickets, and that is correct because he gave me 10 rays. That's how the double check column works. It is a tool that you use to make sure that you're not giving away too many tickets or not enough tickets. Okay? So, and when you delete, you only delete the info that you actually typed in. It'll reset this by itself. Okay. So if you want a blank one of these, mail me, contact me in World. I will be glad to send you one, to send you a blank one. Now, sometimes in fundraisers, you do have people who want to buy raffle tickets, and they want you to give them away at the event. Okay, so in this case, we had some raffle tickets. Where are they at? Okay. This is a copy of one of them. I know that we gave these away, but okay, so this person purchased raffle tickets. 10, 20, 30. Okay, so 100 raffle tickets, and they wanted them gifted at someone else. So what I did was I broke them up in batches of 10. Okay, and I put on here gifted from whoever purchased the tickets, and then at the actual event I will pick someone from random, and a lot of times I pick basic members because basic members cannot make purchases. They can't make ray purchases. So I try to gift basic members if they are there. So what I would do is I would just type in their name. And it's highlighted. The reason I highlighted it was because that way it makes it stand out that these are raffle tickets that I need to give away at the event, so I don't have to go searching through my list. And the color coding catches my eye, so that's how you do that. I mean, this might be common sense to a lot of people, but other people may not think about it. So, you know, if you already knew how to do this, then sorry. Alright, so now there's the auction tab. The way I have it set up, well, this is an old blurb. Oh, okay. So what I did was I wrote my blurbs. I pre-wrote my blurbs. Welcome to the fundraiser for, obviously, this is for Salt and Pepper fundraiser. And by the way, if the information looks off, it's because this is a copy. This is not the final copy of the fundraiser. Pretty sure it's not. No, it's not, because my final copy is all blanked out. Okay. So all the information was not filled in just yet, so don't worry about that. Alright, so I pre-write my blurbs. Welcome to the fundraiser of, fill that in. It's time for our auction. Load up on raise and let's show some love for such and such. This person is your auctioneer. This person is your cashier. Please send all payments to your cashier. We have lots to sell. We're going to be moving quickly, so bid with confidence. Alright, this is stuff that you're going to be posting in purple. Pre-write it so that you don't waste time writing it in purple crayon. Also, check for mistakes. Make sure there are no mistakes. Correct capitalization and punctuation, etc. Do this ahead of time. Be ready. So all you have to do is copy paste, copy paste, copy paste. Everything, I'm going to tell you, on the day of the fundraiser, everything is going to move lightning fast. You're going to be thanking your lucky stars that you prepared all this ahead of time. So all you have to do is copy paste. Trust me on that. It is going to go so fast. Alright, for the auction sheet, this is how I lined it up. Sponsor's name, their business name, how many items. Well, there's one on every line. I put one item per line. If this person gave 10 layouts, you don't put all 10 on the same line, because when you have 10 different buyers, you're going to have trouble getting all 10 names on the same line. So put one item per line. Okay, so then I listed their donation, and the winning bidder's name will go here. The amount paid will go there. You also paste their bank transaction. Okay. Also, you can put their link for their showroom or whatever. You're not going to give this out while your bidding is going on, because you don't want people to leave your venue. Do not give VWW URLs at auctions. You do not want people to leave. They don't come back, or they'll come back half the time, or they'll try to get back in and can't because there's too many people there. Once they're there, keep them there. Okay? Do not send them away. Alright, so I just basically line stuff up, and I never have the same item 2 times in a row. I split it up. For example, this person donated this layout, and they donated another one, so I put them later on in the auction. It was the same deal. I just put them later on. And I tried to split it up, and okay, I have a list of confirmations here. Whenever I got the list of things that were going to be auctioned, I put it on our Wix bulletin so that I could post it in the venue, so people could see so people got the details of what was being auctioned. And I mailed it to each one of the sponsors and asked them to look over it and make sure the information was correct. And that's what they did. So I posted that here so I could have all my info in one place. Okay, and then your schedule. I'm telling you, folks, this is a lot of work. You're finding out right now. Alright, blurbs. I got the blurbs in neon yellow up here, so all you gotta do is copy paste. Welcome to this fundraiser. Your DJ, gosh, this is from a different fundraiser altogether. This is your DJ. Special announcements. Thank you to our sponsors. Gel and Bell info. Invite your friends. Raffle ticket sales, etc. Kissing booth. All your blurbs. Glowies. Winner emails. Like auction information. Like everything. All your blurbs. Anything that you're going to be putting in purple. Put that shit in here. Pre-written. So all you have to do is copy paste. Copy paste. Copy paste. Remember, everything is going to go very quickly. Okay, so the way I set up the schedule, okay, let's just say it started at 11. So I set it up 10:45, 11, 11:15, 11:30. Now, this was for this fundraiser. Okay, I started to say I do everything in 5-minute increments. Okay, the fundraiser started at 1, it looks like. So I didn't use these slots. I put my blurbs down here. The ones I wanted to post at 1. I didn't do them right after the other. I put a few minutes between them, but okay. And then 5-minute increments. I have everything set up to do every 5 minutes. So I played a game. Let's play What's It? I'll give you a motorcycle definition or description, and you tell me what it is in motorcycle language. So that's my blurb for the game. I put the blurb here, and then here's the game question. Here's the game answer. This is what they won. So they won these items. This was the winner's name. Now I'll mark these out whenever I did emails. So Alright, and then 5 minutes later, I did a prize drop. 5 minutes later, I did another game question. And I alternated like that. And then I pasted my sponsor thank you here. And I did that ever so often. So the blurbs, they just... I think this was the auction period. So when you have your whatever time slot you use for your auction, do not have other stuff going on during your auction, because you want people focused on buying stuff. So don't have trivia, don't have games. Dance teams are okay, but don't have anything to distract from the auction, because you want to raise the most amount of money that you can. Alright. Sponsor prizes tab. Alright, so what I did was I set it up this way. Sponsor name, business name, number of items donated. This is per line, okay? Name of the donation, the winning raffle prize pack, because when you assign this stuff to raffle packages, you're going to need somewhere to write down which package you put it in. And I have each raffle package color coded as well. And I'll show you that. Just hold on. Over here on the raffle packages page. Alright. You see raffle package number 2. I named it because for this fundraiser we had a theme. This is not from Salt and Pepper's fundraiser. This is from... I think, well, it might have been from Salt and Pepper's. Okay, but anyway, if you have a theme, you can name your raffle packages. I always try to do that. So package number 2 was a biker package, had biker related stuff, and I color coded it this color of blue by using this bucket right here. Alright, so sponsor prizes. So I put this donation in raffle package 2, so I clicked over here, highlighted the entire line and colored it blue, and then I put the raffle package number right here. Alright, now also I put the catalog or showroom URL here, their profile URL. That is important. Make sure to put that, because people change names all the frickin' time. If they change their name and you can't find them, you can use their profile to find them. So please always include their profile URL. And also there's the logo for their sponsor's logo. Now I put a little extra little column right here for me, and the reason why is because I was planning on hanging up all of the sponsor signs in the venue. But there are so many and they come in while I'm working, so I put this here so that I could put an X here. Once I hung this sponsor's logo, I put an X here so I know that one's done. Okay? And then once you're done, you can go down the list and make sure you didn't miss anyone. Okay, so this sponsor donated 3 50 Ray gift certificates, so I put 1 on each line. 1, 2, 3. Each one of them went to a separate raffle package. 3 different colors, 3 different raffle package numbers. I did that for every single sponsor, and you will see the list is long. Did I mention it's a lot of work? It's a lot of work. This went all the way down. See how far down this is? That's how much we had. That's how much typing I did. because I kept track of the spreadsheet. It's a lot of information. So you're going to need your emails to be complete for the information from sponsors. There's going to be back and forth emails to sponsors. Sometimes they don't give you all the information you need. So you're going to have that back and forth going. But you need to put all the information here. This is going to make your job easier when it's time to send out emails to sponsors and winners. And it helps you keep track of the winners as well. All right. Excuse me. Ugh. Volunteers. You know, I need to show you the finished version, but I'm not. Okay. This was our list of volunteer DJs, how long they were going to do it for, their time slot. You'll want to have a list for spammers as well. You want to get volunteer spammers. For this fundraiser, I was fortunate enough that Chloe volunteered to do that for us. Chloe and Dis are the owners of Party Rock Voodoo Crew. I highly recommend them. There's also P&T Entertainment. There's also that is VP_Tim_RWC. There's also Empire Promotions. You'll need to contact DJ Savory for that. I cannot spell her entire name. I'm not going to try. I'll fuck it up. But you can contact DJ Savory as well if you need people. Now, as far as if they'll volunteer, I don't know. You'll have to ask them. Okay, this was a schedule for the Jellin Bell. We did it in... Okay, so for this slot, we had this person. And then for that person, this was for the auction. This was our auctioneer and then our cashier. And then we had kissing booth. Okay, now, let me tell you. When you do a kissing booth, make sure you have a schedule and stick to it. Okay? Here's the thing with kissing booths. Everybody wants to volunteer. Okay? Make a schedule. Have people lined up, but also have a couple of stand-ins, you know, someone who can alternates, someone who can jump in at a moment's notice and help, okay, in case someone doesn't show up. The last fundraiser, there were people that got sick, couldn't show up, they were stuck at work, or they had real life going on, whatever, they couldn't log in. Have alternates. Have someone who can fill in at the last minute. Have a couple people if you can. Alright. One issue that I have run into a few times for the kissing booth is that I have been doing a tent with three. The way I did it was I put a set of lips on the floor. Three sets of lips side by side and under one tent. So 3 people scheduled per hour, 1 hour increments, okay? And one person, in this case it was Pepper, one person taking all the raise. The buyer will pay the person who's taking up the raise, and the ray collector and all the kissers are going to be in a group chat together. So then once the ray collector gets paid, the ray collector will tell the kissers, alright, so BB paid for 2 kisses. So then BB, or whoever is buying the kisses, can go ahead and collect 1 kiss, or their kisses, 2 kisses, from whoever they want to get them from. Because all of the kissers know that BB is cleared for 2 kisses. So, I'm getting tired, sorry. So that's how we have been doing it, and it works very, very well. Keeps confusion down, makes things easier. I highly recommend it. Highly recommend that you do it that way. Now, the problem we've had is that sometimes when someone can't show up, or even when everyone is there, there's always people who are gonna PM the Ray buyer and go, "I can help. I want to help. I want to do kisses." Okay, well, you should have signed up when we were needing volunteers, because we already have our 3 kissers. If you have 3 people scheduled, do not add a 4th one. It gets confusing. It gets messy. Do not add people willy-nilly just because they say they want to help. Schedule your workers and stick to it. Another problem we have had has been people, once their hour is up and someone new is scheduled to come in for the next hour to take their spot, they don't want to go. Thank you. You got to get in their box. You got to get rid of them. You got to say, "Thank you for helping us today. We appreciate you being here. But we have someone coming in to take your place, and they're here and ready to take the spot. So I'll have to ask you to vacate." You know, there are ways you can do it nicely, of course, but you got to move them out. Don't let them stand around there on the set of lips in the tent, taking up space when you got your next worker coming in trying to do their job. Make sure things run smoothly. People do what they're supposed to do. If they're not doing their job, get rid of them. Dead weight. In this case, you might have to fill in at the kissing booth. You might have to fill in at the gelling bell. You might have to fill in. When you're the organizer, you're the jack of all trades. Sorry, I'm really tired. You're the jack of all trades. You're like everywhere, keeping track on everything. Now, you also should have all of your supervisors in a chat group in World. Not all your workers, all your supervisors. The head of Gel and Bell, the head of auction, the head of the kissing booth. Whoever's in charge of each section, have all your managers in one group. Now there are some groups, sometimes I logged into them just to kind of keep an eye on things. The kissing booth was one of them. Sometimes things get hairy there, and if the one person who's collecting the raise, if they've had to step away or something like that, then sometimes, you know, I would need to fill in or something to make sure everything's going smoothly. So anyway, so basically just make a schedule and stick to it. Raffle packages. I put these on a separate tab because the way I put them together is like this. I would go to the sponsor list. Actually, I would have 2. This is how I actually do it. I'll show you. Okay, so I would have the sponsor prizes on this spreadsheet, and then I would have the raffle packages on this spreadsheet. Now, the way I make the raffle packages is I start with the big thing, which is usually a layout. A layout, or if a package has been donated. It's not on this list, but I was going to show you a club package we had donated. So I start with layouts, and then I add, like, okay, let me show you. I'll just use this for example. Okay, so a layout from Bad Deco, Wasabi layout of choice. So I would go to this one, and this was for which one? Well, Alright, so I would go, this is how I do it. Layout of choice, and then in parentheses I put the sponsor's name. 3 bikes of choice. This is how I put the raffle packages together. But I'll do the layout first, and then once I get some of the layouts distributed, I'll do like, if I see there's gonna be enough stuff, because I make really fat raffle packages. If I think there's gonna be enough stuff, I will do like about a dozen or so raffle packages. So do your big stuff first, the layout, and I'll go down, I'll put one in each one. I'll do the layouts first. I keep some off to the side, and I'll show you why in a minute. And then I do the next biggest thing, go down the list, and as you're putting them in here, you're marking them off on here. If you use it here, you put the raffle package number here, you highlight it with the number, so that you don't reuse it, so that you're not giving away stuff that you don't have. You have to keep track. If that doesn't make sense, contact me. I will explain it to you. As I said, I'm getting tired already, so I'm going to be stumbling over my words. Alright, so that's how I put raffle packages together, fat ones. Now if you have a VIP donated, I recommend you put the VIP in a raffle package all by itself. We've had several donated, and the only thing they get is the VIP. I put 30-day regular VIP sponsored by NSB Designs, in parentheses her business name. So, or sponsored by Sublime Deco and the owner's name, whatever. Alright, so I'm going to close that. So raffle packages on one by itself. Raid donations. For every fundraiser, people are going to donate cash. You're going to have people donating cash. So I have a tab just for raid donations. I put the person's name and the transaction. Now, if it goes straight to the raid holding account, that's great. But if they send it to me and I have to send it to the raid holder account, then I'll also add the transaction where I actually sent it to the raid holding account. And I total it up every now and again to keep a running total. So we had a lot of donations. Okay, for proceeds. This is for proceeds that are not raid donations, and they are not raffle tickets. They are proceeds that come from other events, such as there were some other clubs that had events where they wanted to donate to the fundraiser, like mini fundraisers. So these were the proceeds from those club events. I made some outfits where the sales of them would go to the fundraiser. So I kept track of that. So this is for additional stuff that doesn't fall under a fundraiser auction. I mean, it doesn't fall under a raffle auction or raid donations. Sorry. Alright. So remember when I told you that I save some of the layouts? I don't put all of the layouts in the raffle packages because I save some of them for incentive gifts. Now, let me show you that. On the raffle tickets page, I have an incentives list. Now, for incentives, the incentive is on the day of the main fundraiser, not before. The day of the main fundraiser. You want to push raffle ticket sales. So, the incentive is Purchase 100 raise and raffle tickets in one transaction, and you get a free gift from one of our sponsors. So I mix them up. I put layouts here. I usually have about 20 or so, sometimes more. So whenever someone purchases 100 raffle tickets, like this person right here, they purchased 100, so their name would go on the list. And then the next person, this person bought 200, okay, but they bought 200 in one transaction, their name goes on here one time. It's per transaction, not per 100 raffle tickets. If they buy 500 raffle tickets in one transaction, their name goes on the list one time. Not 5 times, it's one time. So now if they want to get a second one, they'll have to make another transaction, 100 raise or more. It's per transaction. So we use that as an incentive to sell raffle tickets. Okay? So you can see there is a lot of work that goes into the spreadsheet. So you definitely do not start your fundraiser unless you're willing to follow through. Okay? Alright. Keep a regular check on all departments to make sure everything is built, decorated, set up, and ready to go for your event day. Make sure you have signs up to advertise your sponsors. You will need a lot of space for this. Now what I normally do is I create a wooden pole, and I just put signs up. I stack them up on the poles, one over the other, depending on how high they can go and still be read easily. Depends on how deep they go. But that's how I do it. I create big, and I do them individually. I've seen people make one big sign with all these logos on it, and that's fine and dandy, but I like to put clickies on my sponsor sign so that people can click and shop with their sponsors. And you can't really do that if you have one big sign. So just make sure you figure out how you want to do it before you actually do it. What you think will optimize your sponsors, because without your sponsors, you don't have a fundraiser. So they're king. Make sure you take care of your sponsors, okay? They're the reason why you can get a fundraiser done. Take care of them. Alright, make sure your venue is lag-free as possible. If you don't know how to do this, ask for help. People will not stay at a place that is laggy. Line up spammers and DJs at the same time you gather volunteers for the other departments. Ask if they'll donate their time to help out. A couple days before the event, mail spammers and DJs to confirm they are coming. Keep spreadsheet updated daily. Staying organized and on top of things is of utmost importance. Stop taking donation sponsorships about 3 to 4 days before the main event. Now you can do it if you're on top of things and you're caught up. You can do it like you can stop taking donations like a day or two before if you think you can handle it. Just do whatever's most comfortable. Now, as far as emailing your spammers and DJs to confirm they are coming, let's see. I'll show you what I did. Fundraiser. Okay, here it is. Okay, so I use Microsoft OneNote for every freaking thing. I cannot live without it. I love it. I would marry it if I could. I mean, it's just amazing. I keep all my notes here. And whenever I have a fundraiser, I always use this for notes. So I paste stuff here that I need to remember, stuff that I might be using a lot. Like people ask several times, what's the email to send to sponsors? Okay, here it is. So I kept that here. The blurbs for selling raffle tickets, I put that here. Okay, so a couple of days actually, like 2 days before the fundraiser, I send out an email to everyone involved, all of the volunteers, and there was a lot of them. So I was sending out a lot of emails, okay? But I put it all in one email so people can see what everybody's doing, so everyone sees what the schedule is, so everyone can be organized. They know exactly what's going on. They know exactly where they need to be and what they need to be doing, okay? For the DJs, using encoder you were sent, make sure you've set it up and tested it. If you don't have the event drop, let me know. I'll get it to you. The piers are danceable, like I told them, where they could dance, places they could dance. The schedule, the DJ, that was okay. Now I'll tell you this: have a backup for your DJs. I didn't have it on here, but thank you to Delight for being my backup DJ. I don't know this person right here that was slated for the first slot, and I tried to contact her and she never got back with me. I had the feeling that she was not going to show up, and she didn't. I was told the night before. Well, I already had a backup in place, DJ Delight, and I told her, I said, I just have a feeling this chick is not going to make it, and she didn't. So when I was told the night before that she wasn't going to make it, I said, that's fine. I have a backup. So thank you to DJ Delight for that. But she came through for me, so I'm appreciative. All right, so anyway, have a backup. Have someone who can jump in and DJ at a moment's notice. If you make an encoder, make sure they have all the info ahead of time. Also, I let them know to join the group chat. And also, when you have DJs that hand off, have them, let them know, please be professional. The right way to do it is at the 3-minute mark. Before the end of your song, they say 3 minutes. And then at the 2-minute mark, they'll say 2 minutes. And then 1 minute, then 30 seconds, and then go. Make sure you sign out of your encoder before you tell them to go. Like, these are specific instructions, okay? The reason you want to be specific is because you want everything to run as smoothly as possible. In order to do that, you have to give detailed instructions. Because let's face it, there are some people that don't know their ass from a hole in the ground. They depend on someone to tell them exactly what to do. And then there are other people who take the initiative. They know ahead of time what they're doing and how to do it. So you got all kinds. So just give the details to cover your ass. Always cover your ass. I gave them some talking points, some information like raffle ticket info, some specials going on, donation stations, what's for sale, thank yous, how many raffle packages, etc. In this case, the inviters and greeters, Chloe was in charge of all of that, so I gave that to her. I'll let her be in charge of that. I didn't let her be charged. She took charge. I love this chick. She's amazing. All right. The auction, I'll let the auctioneer and cashier know where to find the auction list, who is working, etc. Where to send the raise after. Jill and Bell, I put the info here. I put we still hadn't. I can't remember who did that second part, but anyway, where to send the proceeds. Kissing booth, this person is doing the collecting. This is how we're doing it. This is the chat to join. This is a schedule. I had the kissing booth schedule put in here so people could see when they were scheduled for and all that, who they were working with, so everybody knows what's going on and where to send the raise after. Letting them know what I'm going to be doing, and a reminder of why we're here, why we're doing it, who we're doing it for, and encouragement to do the best you can. Okay. And any issues or problems, to mail me, I included the spam and the bulletin. So I sent this out to every single volunteer a day or two before the actual fundraiser. Another thing I did to get ready for this was I made sponsor pasties. Well, that's what I call them. Alright, so for every sponsor that donated, I created a sponsor pasty. And what that is okay, like I list the business name, the item they donated, their contact info, their catalog link and showroom link, and or both, and their profile URL. Now the reason why I pre-wrote these, and I have all the clothing in one section, and then I have all the props in one section. Now under props, I put anything that was not a layout or was not an outfit. So it could be actual items or services like dance teams, bulletins, DJ and DJ streams. Even if it's not tangible, even if it's just a service, I still put that under props because it doesn't fall under layouts and it doesn't fall under outfits. And then there was a list for layouts, and that is here. So I did the same thing. Alright, the reason why is because whenever you go to send emails to the winners after the fundraiser, you're going to be so freaking tired and wore out, and you're not going to be seeing straight. And you're not going to want to type all this mess. So all you got to do is find the sponsor, copy, and paste that bitch in the mail. Bam. Done. You ain't got to worry about all that typing because you done it ahead of time. So be prepared. Do your work ahead of time. Make sure you stay on top of things. Write the pasties as they come in. That way you don't forget. This is very important. And like I said, it is a lot of work. Okay. Then you want to finalize the day before the fundraiser event. Go over, make sure everything is set up and ready to go. Fix what isn't ready. Confirm with all volunteers. Have everything ready to go the next day. And if you have some time, try to relax the night before, because you're going to be working your ass off at the fundraiser. Trust me. On the day of the event, go in there with your volunteers and knock them dead. Immediately following the event, grab a snack and maybe a short nap and maybe go pee too. So, because guess what? It doesn't end here. There is more work to be done. Yeah. You think that's the end of it? Nah. Within 24 hours of the end of the event, you need to have sent out emails to each sponsor letting them know who won their stuff. And I gave an example of the sponsor email. Now, when you send out the emails to your sponsors, and please make sure that you mail your sponsors first. Don't send your winner emails first, because a lot of people, as soon as they get it, they're going to go shopping. And they're going to start mailing their sponsors to tell them what they want. And the sponsors are going to be like, what the fuck is this shit? I don't know what this is for. I haven't gotten no information. Email your sponsors first. They are number one. Always. So, the information that I put in the sponsor mail, I put their business name, what they donated, and then a list of their winners. So they know who's coming. And so that way, and then whenever you send out the winner emails, you just copy and paste the sponsor pasties of whatever they won. And I also gave an example of the winner email. This information is the same as the sponsor pasty. You would just copy paste. Alright, send all your sponsor emails first. Once you get the sponsors mailed, start sending out winner emails. Mark them off of the spreadsheet as you go so that you don't forget anyone or notify someone twice and give away extra stuff that you don't have Do not stop until all of your sponsor and winner emails have been sent. And once this is done, you can go pass out for 3 days. Because trust me, you have earned it. You've earned it. Also, make sure to update forum posts with the amount of raised and a thank you to all sponsors. And I will show you what I do with the forums. I will show you one of my auction posts. I didn't get much sleep last night. Sorry for the yawn. Oh my gosh, where is it? Okay, it's in here somewhere. Trust me. We're close. Pretty sure we're close. Alright, let's try it a different way. Okay, that's the other fundraiser. Is that one? I've been involved in too many fundraisers. I'm actually thinking of stopping because it's so much work and I'm just tired. I'm getting too old for this shit. This is for the young people. Trust me. The ones with all of the, there we go. The ones for all of the energy. Okay. So this was the spreadsheet I'm showing you is the one for Fundraiser for Andrea. So I went to forums in the main section, the general section, and I made a post. First thing I said was, this is not a UV Donates event. I am the organizer along with the support of these people. So I gave a little spiel about everything, what the fundraiser's for, where they can find information, the GoFundMe account, what we're looking for, when we're having it, other stuff going on. And then I did a post for fundraisers. I always go into forums and make a list of everyone who has donated either by sponsoring or has donated raise or VIPs. So the first list is of sponsors who donated good services, and the second list are those who have made Ray donations. So every time I would get a sponsorship, every time I got someone new on the spreadsheet that sponsored, I would come in forums and update. So their name, doing business as their business name. So we had a lot of sponsors. We had a lot of Ray donations. And I kept the forum post, the forum thread updated with the amount that we had raised. constant updates. And I'll tell you something else too. It's against the rules to bump your thread. So the best way to bump it is just to go in there and update with Ray amounts or new events or whatever you're doing. That's the best way to bump it. Because I learned a long time ago that you get in trouble for bumping. Alright, there's certain stuff I was needing, so I was not afraid to go in there and ask for it. I'm looking for VIP sponsors. If you can donate a VIP, which is 290 rays, contact me. So they started coming in, and I listed them, and I listed raffle tickets are for sale, who to contact for tickets, updates, just constant updates. That way people are informed. They know what's going on. Everything is transparent and above board. So, and the forums are there, and a lot of people read them. So go in there and use them. Use the forums. Okay. The day after the fundraisers, send out a special thank you comment to all sponsors as a profile comment, or if they're not on your friends list, you can send it to them via email. A personal thank you goes a long way. Trust me on that. And so by the time you're done doing this, you are going to be wore slap out, and you're going to be like, I am never, ever, ever doing another fundraiser the rest of my life. And then what do? You turn around and do another fundraiser when someone asks you. Okay, so the main points are, number 1, make sure the fundraiser you're doing, make sure it's legit. Okay? Number 2, make sure that people know it is not a UV Donates fundraiser. Get your volunteers together. Get your theme going. Figure out what you're going to do, the date, time, how long you're going to do it for. And then, after all that's done, the first thing you do is get sponsorships. Get that sponsorship mail out there. Get your sponsorships rolling in. Have your spreadsheet set up and ready to go. And put everybody on the spreadsheet as you go. That means you're going to have that spreadsheet open 24/7. You're going to be updating constantly. Don't even close it. Keep it like I always have about a dozen browsers open. Because I'm always multitasking. Now, if you suck at multitasking, don't even try to do a fundraiser, because it's going to be very, very hard for you. You have to be able to multitask. You have to be able to do several things at once. So, so just keep your spreadsheet updated. Make sure all the info is there. Make sure your volunteers are doing what they're supposed to be doing. Delegate. Delegate. Don't let them do all the work, but let them know that you're working too, that you're doing the behind the scenes stuff, the spreadsheet or whatever. Now, as far as the Ray holding account, I strongly recommend you use a separate account as your Ray holding account for the fundraiser. Do not let the Ray sit in your account. That's going to look shady as fuck, and people are not going to trust you. Use a separate account to hold the Rays. As far as me, I used my club account, which is Cucumber Bob CLN. I used the club account to collect the Rays for the fundraisers that I do. That way it's kept separate from my account. All the Rays can be sent there. It doesn't interfere with my money, and I don't have to keep track constantly of what I have and what I don't have. I'm not tempted to borrow anything from the fundraiser Rays. So all those are very good reasons to use a separate account for that. The person who owns the Ray holding account is the person who needs to list all the Ray donations on the spreadsheet. Do not give other people access to your account. First of all, password sharing is against terms and service of Utherverse, And it is a bannable offense. So do not share your password. Okay? Make sure you're the only one going in it. We don't want you to get in trouble, and especially over a fundraiser. And just make sure that you follow through on everything. That means sending out your sponsor emails first, then sending out your winner emails. Make sure they're done in a timely manner as soon as possible after the end of the event. Now, when I get done with a fundraiser, I have been known to go, like, as soon as it's over, I'll log out. I go to the bathroom. I get something to eat and drink. I might sit back and relax for about 20 minutes, long enough to eat, drink, or whatever, and just let my mind, decompress for a minute. And then I start on the emails. I start working on the sponsors. And then, but like on the really, really, really big ones, I go to bed. When I get up the next day, I get something to eat. I sit down and get to work. I send out all my sponsor mails, and I don't stop until they're done. And then after that, I take a small break, and then I start on the winter emails. Yes, it's going to drive you batty. Yes, it's going to fry your brain. But honey, when you are done, you're going to be so freaking glad. You're going to be so glad you went ahead and done it. And then don't forget to follow up by sending out thank you profile comments to everyone who donated. And I mean sponsors. Those who sponsored with VIPs or with goods or services. Please do not forget to thank them. A thank you goes a long, long way. One of the reasons why I am so successful with fundraisers is because I have no, they're not mine. I work with amazing sponsors. People that not only sponsor my events, but I've become friends with them. Some of them very good friends. And, they're always ready to help. They have hearts of gold. They are always ready to help. They just need to be asked. Just ask them. And if you have a sponsor that you really need, that you really would like to have something from, and you're afraid to ask them because maybe you were on the outs with them, or you think they're mad at you, or you think they don't like you, ask them anyway to sponsor. Because it's not about you. It's about them, the people that you're doing the fundraiser for. And people love to help, bottom line. Alright, I'm going to stop talking. But that is a tutorial on how to have a successful fundraiser. If you do the work and you follow the steps, have everything lined up, you're going to be successful. Set your goals. Daily goals are very important. It's very important to communicate with your team, to encourage them to reach their daily goals. And sometimes you have to pick up the slack. I've had to do that. I've set daily goals where I saw they weren't being met, so I went out there and did what I had to do to meet them. I would stand in my trans. Excuse me a second. Sorry. I would stand in my transport and sell raffle tickets for 2 hours. Going down my friends list, hitting everybody on my friends list, asking them to buy raffle tickets to meet that goal. So be prepared to do what you have to do. That's it. Alright, I'm done talking. Check out my YouTube channel for tutorials. The name is BB Space Licious. And right now I've only got one other one on there, but this will be on there shortly. And hopefully in the future I'll have some more. Alright, you guys. Have a good one. And thank you for watching. And I wish you much success on your fundraiser.